Hey there, folks. Welcome back to the Gauntlet Reading Club's run of Hearts of Wulin, inspired by Tasha Shuri's The Jasmine Throne. Before starting in on things, I want to do a round of introductions for folks watching. If you give your name, your pronouns, and who you're playing, that would be great. We'll start with me and then follow the character keeper order. I am Steven, he, him. I am GMing this run of Hearts of Wulin. I'm not playing a character, but I am playing the world. If we could then, because Jolene is not here today, we're going to be opening on you, Brandon.
Yes, hello, I'm Brandon. I am playing Black Jade, she, who is apparently a devoted servant to the Lord Jade Starlight. In actuality, Black Jade is a Lamia, a monster who's cursed with love for people and who has come out into the human world to fill the void. She loved Crimson Moonlight upon a time, and her love destroyed him because Lamia's love tends to do that. It was an accident, but his absence has left a gap in her heart, and she has come forward in order to rectify that. She revealed herself to a sorcerer named Father Locust for help in her predicament, and he traded to her an artifact that he had, which was the human heart. She believes that without this, she's doomed to destroy whoever that she loves. Of course, this heart belongs to someone else, but she does not know whose it is, or that they are lacking it.
Cool. And what actually, the other thing I want to ask is, what is the entanglement you've decided to highlight for this session?
The entanglement I am highlighting is that I love Silver Willow, who is Jade Starlight's sort of bodyguard, captain of the guard, who, however, despises monsters and Lamia like me after what happened to her erstwhile lord, Crimson Moonlight. And in fact, she has been sent now to try and hunt me down. And I am in the position where I desire to give her something to hunt in order that she not be, found to fail at this dire task that she has been given. Ideally, of course, without her actually killing me.
Cool.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I had to take a quick phone call.
No, it's all right. You actually came back just to the right time, Chris, to introduce yourself and who you're playing.
Hi, I'm Chris, he, him pronouns. I am playing Rose of Scarlet Coral, she, they pronouns. And Black Jade has my heart. And I am cursed to have in its place a colony of demon coral, which is slowly killing me as it grants me more and more powers. Yes, and the entanglement I am highlighting today is, what is the exact phrasing on this? Why am I so sheet blind? That I suspect Black Jade knows much about my curse, but accusing them will offend Jade Starlight. Now, I want to change that, but I'm also fine running with it.
Sure. How did you want to change it?
I don't know. I feel like Jade Starlight kind of isn't involved in this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have like a weird handler asset relationship where I'm giving her the eyeshadow that conceals her aura,
Mm-hmm.
and like I guess technically in a bid to keep her safe from Iceblood Ning, but really just sort of for control.
Well, then you should involve Iceblood Ning.
Yeah.
I want to help Black Jade, but I'm afraid that Iceblood Ning will find out.
Okay, sure.
Something like that.
Maybe even push it a little bit, further, because if having Iceblood fit not because that's a like Iceblood Ning finding out sort of does not direct the relationship of what Iceblood Ning it has like it doesn't like make a full like triangle there sort of.
Oh, that Iceblood.
So the way I'm thinking of it in my brain, and you can help me phrase this, is that I am like acting as like a go. So I have leverage over Black Jade because if I didn't, then Iceblood Ning would have leverage, and it would be much worse for everyone involved. Like if she wasn't my agent, she would be an agent of the state and like fully suppressed, I guess. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Old.
So I guess the question is like I just to kind of help us flesh out this entanglement is what are your feelings about Black Jade and why do you want to protect her from becoming a state asset?
I guess moved. I'm infatuated with her, let's say.
Okay.
For reasons I cannot describe, but are actually that she has my heart.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're infatuated with Black Jade. And then I guess within this relationship, does Iceblood Ning want to either hurt the relationship or is in some way suspicious of Black Jade or wants Black Jade for some other reason?
Yeah, I guess it would be a hurt. Although, yeah.
Although, I mean, Iceblood Ning might want to kind of turn Black Jade in order to gain, information and influence about the Jade Starlight's household.
I mean, yeah, it could be then that Iceblood Ning wants Black Jade for himself, parentheses, as an asset.
Yeah.
Yes, so I'm infatuated with Black Jade and want to keep her out of Iceblood Ning's clutches.
Cool. All right, with that,
two romantic entanglements. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah. Yep. And as we come to Crimson Moonlight, if you want to introduce yourself, your pronouns, and your entanglement.
Hi. So, my name's Michael. I use he, him, or they, them pronouns, and I'm playing Crimson Moonlight, who uses he, him. And I'm playing the villain, who is reborn. And the highlight, the entanglement I want to highlight today is my general one. I want to get revenge on Rose of Scarlet Coral. But I'm afraid of their handler, Iceblood Ning.
Awesome. So yeah, that we have our oh yeah, and of course, as always, this game is hosted through the Gauntlet. The Gauntlet is an online gaming community mostly focusing on role playing games of the Indian OSR varieties. Besides publishing a zine called The Codex, it also puts out several podcasts about role playing games. And of course, it organizes a gaming calendar, which this and many other games are organized through every month. The calendar is open to non-members, so feel free to jump on over there through the link below if you're interested in playing with any of the folks here tonight or any of the other people on the Gauntlet. Besides the open door policy, which I've gone over several times at this point, so I'm not going to go into too much into detail about again. We are also making use of a couple other safety tools. Just as a quick refresher, we're using the X card, which is you can make an X sign with your hands or say X card and will excise something problematic from the fiction that is upsetting, ruins the fiction for you in some way. We are also making use of script change, which is a set of terms that we draw from sort of video editing language to help us talk about the fiction and changes we want to make to it. And then finally, we're also making use of lines and veils, which is a living document we put together and review every time before play begins to check to sort of call out certain subjects that we want to pay particular attention to in relation to like the safety of everyone at the table. So with that kind of opening spiel gone through, I think where I want to open with us, and I guess this is a recurring thing because this is a little bit where we open things. Last time, Rose, you have the last time we saw you, you had been rescued in your fight with Crimson Moonlight by an arrow from Iceblood Ning that sent Moonlight falling down the steps of this ruined watchtower, correct? Yeah. I think that where we open, and I'm kind of framing this here, is that Iceblood Ning has led you back to a it is a unprecocious like small home on the edge of the city. And as he leads you in, I think you note that this is I think I'll actually ask Black Jade, what touches of personality tell you that this is a home. This is the home that Iceblood Ning actually lives in, or tell Rose that this is the home that Iceblood Ning actually lives in. Black Jade.
I thought you were addressing someone else. That this is where I split name. There is a shrine to his ancestors there in the corner. It is small, but it is beautiful, elaborately carved, and there's a fresh stick of incense that is slowly burning there, and a small devotional scroll that is sitting in a holder um, on the furniture. It backs up to a wall that has the wall behind it has a bit of calligraphy that lists his most illustrious ancestors.
Mm-hmm. And Moonlight, how can we know? How do we know that even here, Ning never truly feels safe?
Hmm. It's probably heavily guarded. So you can tell, okay, there's an unusual amount of people working there, doing shifts, guarding his the room he's in, and always when he enters a room, he checks in with the person standing at the door.
Yes. And he has the guard escort our prisoner to one of his private cells within his home. And he, though, takes a seat at a very comfortable looking chair beside a hearth and kind of gestures over at a second one that is slightly less comfortable looking, but is still fairly nice. Take a seat, Rose. You've done well tonight.
I do. Thank you.
Do you wish for anything? I can. And he gives a click of a snap of his fingers, and a servant, who I think you'll note is armed with a blade, comes in with, I'd say, like tea and probably some sweets.
This will do. And I take the tea and pretend to sip it, but do not actually.
You've done well enough that it is time to reveal a bit more of the game to you, Rose. You are not the only one in this city with an affliction of a parasite that leeches upon you.
I had suspected as much.
And I think he reaches up, places a hand upon the mask, and pulls it off. And I think that this is the face itself is not one that you would find memorable, but it's what is growing out of it that is surprising, because creeping out of his brow and then curling back around into his cheek is a liana vine. The woods do not just infect our plants with their power. It is the human, as it is us as well. The vine. Go ahead.
How many?
Enough that the secret is becoming difficult to keep. But that is why we need the rebels. They, too, have this infection, yet as far as we can tell, none of them die from it.
The prisoner should be of great assistance in this.
Yes. And I have another gift for you, Rose. I know who has your heart. If this is okay, Black Jade.
You're muted.
You're muted.
It absolutely is, as long as Iceblade gets something wrong.
Cool. In that case, let me...
In other words, that he might know that I have the heart, but not know the nature of who I am, or he might know.
Oh, yeah.
The monster. You might know that in fact that this monster has, has the heart because his spies got into Father Locust's network.
Yes. It is a creature posing as a servant. Black Jade. I do not know her motives, but with Crimson Moonlight returned from the dead, I must suspect that the two are in collusion somehow. Look, Brandon was the one that asked me for him to get it wrong somehow, Moonlight. So what will you do with this rose? There are worse fates than being heartless, after all.
In our line of work, certainly. I think I shall bide my time. But the full moon approaches. Do you have my tincture? Do you have my powder?
He gives a nod, and the same servant approaches with the with a canister, and he puts the mask back on, and well, no, he doesn't put the mask back on. He gives you a look. Do you know the secret behind what makes this magic so potent, dear Rose?
I have several guesses, but by all means, tell me.
I grow it myself.
I admire your generosity, Master.
Cool. And unless there are any moves you want to make here, that would be, I think, the close for the scene there.
Let me see. I don't think there are.
Like, if you wanted to study or anything like that, there's also that stuff there.
Well, I even think I know his true motives, but let's roll a study. Why not? All right. Dice roller is here. Let's see. 9 rows. 2d6 plus. Oh, I messed up. I didn't realize. Let's roll with water. 2d6 plus 1, roll. That's a 10.
Cool. So actually, what is the particular information you were hoping to get from this gather information? Because on any hit, you get the basic information here.
Why is he afraid of Crimson Moonlight?
I think because yeah. How would you figure this out in the fiction? I'm just thinking here.
I mean, it may well be that, like, given all the information I have available between the Liana Vine infection, the fact that Crimson Moonlight is a supernatural being, apparently, this, like, tenuous connection with my own heart.
Mm-hmm.
I might just make a snide comment and, like, you know, some unassuming something at the very end and see how he reacts.
Oh yeah, I think that I took pains to make certain that Crimson Moonlight would not return from the woods alive. But it appears even luring him to the den of a beast was not enough to kill him. So I think that this is fictionally I'm saying he was the one that got Crimson Moonlight to head out into the woods to meet Black Jade in the first place. Is the basic information you get here, and then you also get 2 hold here.
Okay. Okay. So I also get 2 hold. So let's learn his scale, since I think that will be relevant soon.
I think that if he was just using his regular arrows, he would be on your scale. But if he has the opportunity to specifically pull out his poisons and concoctions that he makes, he is on a scale above yours.
Okay, second question. Where does he get these concoctions?
I mean, I think that's actually what you figure out. He, like, his concoctions, he harvests the plants that grow from his own body.
Cool. So he straight up can't. But he must have. I mean, I guess if he has a lab somewhere, it will be too secure for me to mess with.
Oh yes, I think he definitely has a lab. That it would probably be in this house.
Yeah. All right. So, which of these servants is most pliable? Like, do you think I could get leverage on most easily?
I think that maybe we will fade out on there, and I'll get back to you with that, because that's I feel like another its own scene.
Yeah, we can fully just leave that as like a I have black, a thing I'm doing off screen.
Yeah. But meanwhile, because I remember looking over our wishes from last time, that Black Jade wanted a seed way of treating Crimson Moonlight's wounds. I want to see if we can pull that together. I'm wondering, Crimson Moonlight, the last time we saw you, you were like falling down this tower after being shot with an arrow. Do you think that you are like still at the tower, like only now recovering, or do you think you, like in the kind of wounded action hero way, managed to make your way to like a safe place somewhere?
So basically, I've fallen down the tower with an arrow through my chest, and I'm probably unconscious, and the wood itself, or the plants, kind of rescue me. So I'm unconscious, and we see some vines coming up and maybe softening my fall, pulling me away. And when I wake up, maybe Black Jade is there, or then I make
Mhm.
my way to
Oh yes, I
the
think yeah. Oh, go ahead.
because
I think
I've got that new move, raining in the mountain. So when I open my eyes, I'm not sure if I died again or what happened, and then I discover my power. So
yes, I think Black Jade, that we in the audience can see that there is a. Oh, I'm just remind myself of our names here. Shu Long is whispering in your ear, giving you directions. And I think that maybe it's not like Black Jade isn't like cognizant that Shu Long is giving her directions, that for her it's almost like the like this is just a gut feeling you're getting of where to go.
Could be, or I could be. I could perceive it because I am a monster after all.
Mm-hmm.
But in either case, I'm following the directions, and so I'm going to find the wounded Crimson Moonlight.
Cool. How has Crimson Moonlight's I want to ask here, how's Crimson Moonlight's like this new strength and connection to the woods manifest itself where you fell?
I think, well, first of all, he doesn't get like shattered when he falls off.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking more like the surrounding setting where
Yeah.
we're.
And then probably there's like some strange flowers with beautiful flowers with black blossoms everywhere around, and it's probably not the time of year where they usually blossom, but they're at this moment at least.
Perfect.
So yeah, like Jade, what do you do?
So when you wake up, I am kneeling there over you, and I am saying, I'm giving you a cloth and saying, "Here, bite down on this."
Black Jade, is that
This,
you?
yes. Please, please bite down on this. This will hurt, but just for a moment.
And you can see that he's really happy to see you, and takes the cloth in his mouth.
And I'm going to hold down your leg, and I'm going to yank the arrow out, just straight out. I'm then going to wrap something around your leg, and I'm going to pick you up. And Black Jade is notably smaller than you are, but has no trouble picking you up. And I'm going to carry you out of the woods, and we have a conversation while we're doing that.
Probably after you did that, there's a moment when he coughs up blood in a very aesthetic way to symbolize he is well again. And maybe we can then take a rest in a very beautiful surrounding,
Yes.
falling leaves and such.
Yes, I bring you to some place that's a little quieter, and lay you down, and pour water over your wound. I do a strange thing. I spit into your wound, and then I bind it up.
I feel like now's a time to make our comfort and support you.
Absolutely.
See what the ramifications of this are.
Okay. So this is focus. So I'm rolling with earth. And
Hey, that's a 10. So yeah. So first off, Crimson Moonlight, you get to either clear a marked element or give someone a bond.
Is it also
or
possible?
Clear wounded as well. Wounded is like considered a marked element here.
Yeah, I'll do that.
And then Black Jade, on a 10+, you may also clear an element yourself. Ask them a question they must answer, or give them a bond with you.
oh, that's so interesting. Tell me how you came to be hurt.
And I have to answer honestly, right?
Yep.
Okay. And he's not sure what to say for a moment, but when he looks into your eyes and he sees how much you are devoted to healing me, and we have this moment of bonding, he says, I've been shot by ice bludgeoning when I tried to confront someone who works for him.
Someone?
Their name is Rose of Scarlet Coral, and they're an Imperial spy.
Are they? That's unsettling. Yes. Are you you an enemy of the Imperium? Your husband seems very friendly with them. Of course, at this point, you don't have to answer it truthfully anymore.
Yeah. I'm just wondering what would be a good way to answer, because I only have to answer one truthfully.
Yes.
So maybe he kind of.
I mean, this could be an inner conflict here.
Yeah. I think that's about right. Let's do that.
So remember, you get to mark XP.
Mm-hmm. It's always nice. This is not patient. I think I'll roll with passion because it's Black Jade tending to me, and I want to steer the conversation in a different direction. So let's see if I'm able to. Okay, that's an 8.
Yeah, so you either mark an element to keep control of your emotions, or you flee the scene.
I think I'll mark the element I've rolled with. So it's fire.
Mm-hmm.
And when you ask that, you see him. His eyes wander a bit around, and suddenly he asks, "What's your favorite flower?" You like flowers, I assume, right?
Of course I like flowers. Who doesn't like flowers? I like trumpet flowers. They grow on these beautiful sinuous vines that twine around trees and bushes.
So, go ahead.
I think I want to make an impress move, because fictionally I'm able to make flowers grow.
Yes.
And bloom. Maybe I just want to make one appear to give you a gift, I'm not sure if that's an impress move or if it's raining in the mountain.
I'd probably say impress here.
Hmm?
I'd probably say impress.
Yeah, if it's right. So let's see. Fire is marked, unfortunately. I think
Wood would be appropriate for flowers.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
Yeah, let's go with that.
or earth. Earth would be appropriate too.
And metals control.
Yeah, but I think wood is fine. So
yeah,
it's a 7.
Okay. So
okay.
You get to pick 2.
Yeah, and on a 7 to 9, the GM will offer you a complication or hard choice. Ooh.
Is impress the right thing? Because it says if you're engaging someone specific, use hearts and minds. But
I mean, I didn't really.
I guess it.
Something to ask.
Yeah, I guess it depends. Like when you're making this grow, is there something like it doesn't need to be something that like you, Crimson Moonlight, like wants to achieve, but that you, the player, want Crimson Moonlight's act to achieve here.
Oh, okay.
But I'm fine sticking with impress because I have a complication off the top of my head to throw in here.
Okay, great.
Because I think that growing. So first off, pick your thing, and then we will. Yeah, you pick two options.
So you're the only one present. I think I'll clear an element and create a bond with you as well.
Cool.
Okay.
I think that as you're growing this trumpet flower, you flash back to a moment with another woman you met in this forest, whose favorite flower was the trumpet flower. If that works for you, Brandon.
Absolutely. It just slipped out. I wasn't thinking. And then I think I realized it the moment after you make the flowers.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, you mustn't do this. You, please, I'm not the one. I'm not the right one for you. I wish I were.
How can you be so sure? We haven't known each other for much time. It's true. I do have. I wonder if there's an even more oblique way to say I have feelings for you, but he probably picks the flower and gives it to you. And
I'm gonna roll in conflict.
Like I feel like as if you're someone who I've known for 2 lifetimes.
yeah,
Yes.
that's good.
So yeah, I'm going to roll inner conflict.
Yeah, go ahead.
Roll it with fire.
Yeah, so you mark XP regardless, but you keep your cool here.
I take the flower. It's beautiful. Thank you. What a talent you have. But and I'm going to put the flower in my hair. But then I'm going to say, I know you won't listen to me. But you must, please, set your heart on someone else. I don't want you to get hurt. And I'm not good for you. And this is a Hearts and Lights.
Oh.
Okay, cool. So yeah, what element are you using here, Black Jade?
Normally I'd be using, I guess I'm using presence.
Okay. Yeah, and I guess caution as well.
Yes. And I don't know if I'm not trying to give the wrong impression, so I don't get my bonus.
Yeah.
It's a 7.
Cool. So, Crimson Moonlight, you either do what Black Jade asks and you mark an XP, or you refuse and mark an element.
And we both mark an element.
Yeah.
You refuse.
Yeah, I was giving what affects Crimson Moonlight here as their options, because it also has effects for you.
I want them
Black
to
Jade.
enjoy the backlash.
Yeah. If you refuse, both of you mark elements.
Out of character, I've got a proposal.
Sorry?
So out of character, you have a proposal. What were you saying?
Yes, go ahead.
I think I'd be willing to, but maybe if that makes sense, and you can extra or not, you know, I have to find someone else to fall in love to. Maybe
I think it's perfectly appropriate if you
someone
don't. If you,
I will meet again and have unrequited feelings.
I don't want to blight the fun unrequited love plot here, but it's just that Black Jade would ask you not to do it, even though she is pretty sure that it will refuse.
Yeah, I think it's not done yet. So maybe he says something like that. I know we are coming from two different worlds. I'm a noble and you're a servant, but well, maybe we should discuss this some other time.
Of course, my lord. She says, and she turns away so you don't see a tear. Let us get you out of the woods here and back to safety.
And I think that we will wrap the scene there. And what I was interested in is, well, actually, I wanted to ask, Rose, what do you see as like your course of action coming out of the meeting with Iceblood Ning?
Well, I mean, now I know everything I need to know to take this motherfucker down. But unfortunately, that requires getting both Crimson Moonlight and Black Jade on my side.
Okay. So, yeah. And actually, I was also thinking on your the idea of the servant. I think actually you could even just reveal that in like flashback via one of your moves eventually, if you wanted.
Well, as long as we have the options.
Yeah, because I see you took that one that's like when you reveal a trap, and I feel like trap here could be like I had a servant working for me this entire time could be a trap. Just as a thought.
Yeah. I mean, I always personally just struggle to spend that second hold on a 10+ on study.
Mm-hmm.
No idea why, but I feel like I get enough information.
So, I mean, like, one of the things, like, we could have done with that second hold, if you want to kind of retcon it a little bit, is that you had a, like, you give a, like, slight nod to that servant that was bringing, the tea, and we know that she is actually working for you. Because you can reveal a detail about the scene, and just make it a part of the fiction.
I always forget I can do that. But yes, I have a servant, that specific servant.
Cool. Awesome. So, yeah, how do you approach the two of them then if you were seeking to get their help? I mean, Black Jade has to come to you eventually to get more of this magic solve that you have, this makeup. Right?
Yes.
Do we open then as Black Jade? Would you still go to Rose, knowing what you know about her now?
I'll confront her.
Cool. Let's
just tell.
Yeah, like
tell,
I'm just
put this into
yeah.
telenovela land here, because it's like.
Yeah, in that case, let's straight up hard frame this scene. You know where to find Rose. That she has her room. She's brought you there before.
Right.
Do we want to frame the scene there? How does Jade make her entrance?
I think with Rose, with your permission, I am in there when you enter.
Sorry, say again.
I am in there when you enter.
In your private quarters.
So yes. I like go home from this meeting.
Yes.
Or just there.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Ah, Black Jade. I was about to contact you. We have much to discuss.
You're working for I Split Ning.
Not by choice. As a matter of fact, that is one of the things
I
want.
I expected you to deny it.
Well, it's not a secret I can keep for you for long. You have my heart, after all.
What? Who told you that? What does that even mean?
Haven't you realized?
Realized what?
Father Locust is an Imperial agent.
I guessed, but I didn't know.
He stole your heart. Well, he stole my heart as an afterthought, in a ploy to get you to murder Crimson Moonlight.
How is that even possible? You're talking to me.
Oh, come now. Like you don't know what monsters live without? The void inside you. Don't you remember what
I lose my temper. And I lose my temper and this isn't a fight, this is just a special effect. And I crank you against the wall. I mean,
okay.
I give you just a push that throws you.
Yes.
And it's like, don't you toy with me.
And here I thought I was being forthright. No. What this means is that whatever Crimson Moonlight is now, he scares Iceblood Ning. You've seen what he's capable of. He's a far more capable leader for the rebellion than Iron Mountain.
It's true. Especially if he can't be killed. Which is what they say.
I've seen it for myself.
I know he died. I know it. He was dead. He wasn't lost. He was... But you haven't answered my question.
Which was that?
If Father Locust took your heart, how are you still alive?
Sorry, say that again.
If Father Locust took your heart, how are you still alive?
I guess we're doing this again. I smudge off my eyeshadow and open my kimono just a little bit, and you can see the.
And Black Jade, takes a. You see her take a horrified breath in.
Is this an inner conflict here, Black Jade?
Yeah, I mean, for all that I am what I am, this is kind of repellent.
I mean, and also you have her heart inside you or on you somehow, right?
Yes.
Yeah, let's actually, in this moment, let's figure out where is my heart.
That's a good point. It's probably not on me because his heart's a pretty big thing.
I mean, unless the sorcerer Father Locust literally planted it into your body.
Ooh, that's a possibility. I am a shapeshifter after all.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's say that in fact I have it. I have 2 hearts.
Oh yeah, and I think that definitely you can feel the one heart beating even faster at Rose's as Rose reveals her chest to you.
Okay. Yeah, this is inner conflict because this is frightening. It's not so much of the conflict is between.
What's it like for a monster to be repulsed? That's not something I say in character, but
Yes.
what a question.
There are natural magics and unnatural magics from my point of view. So let's see, what stat is this? It's control, not my best. Miss.
Oof.
You can spend a bond if you wanted.
I almost want to spend a bond.
If you have a bond on Black
Yes.
Jade, you could somehow help.
I am on the point of fleeing. You can tell. I grasp the door sill in my hand.
I think that as you grasp the door sill, a burning, and actually no, I think it is an arrow pierces through and lands upon just thunks down beside you, and you can hear Rose. You recognize it, I think, most immediately. Iceblood Ning's voice. Thank you, Rose. I could not have gotten to Black Jade if she remained in the palace. Now that she is here, you will be handing her over to me.
Well, time to burn this motherfucker down.
I hiss and out of my robes come 2 pieces of a spear that snap together.
My ribbons are burning.
No one's ever seen Black Jade fight yet.
Yeah, that's why we're pushing it here.
So okay, let's say there was something in the tea and I can't actually.
I mean, you can still have fight because it's that more than one person can fight. It's just that usually one person will be will be supporting where the other person will actually make the dual roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I will comfort and support by setting aside all doubts that I was somehow involved in this setup, and simply set fire to my private sanctum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Black Jade. The sanctum is setting on fire around you. You've drawn your spears, and on the building opposite, you can see a masked figure bearing a bow. And I think, in fact, this poison is just so virulent that you can see where it's thunked into the wood. The wood is literally rotting and turning into loam.
If given that's the case, that the arrow is poisoned and it's it's and its poison is so apparent. I know I'm outclassed,
Mm-hmm.
so I am going to flee. I have a move.
Cool. You can do that. Although I also want to check in because this might inflect you. Rose, you have that move that lets you reveal traps, right? I know that
Sure.
you have the servant set up and had ideas there. Did you want to reveal your plan now?
Sure. I guess I'll reveal my greater plan later, but this can be this is obvious. I would have seen this coming. So
Mm-hmm.
let's roll because I don't know. The servant is for something else,
Okay.
but I don't know how I would have missed this. So I guess in terms of a trap, okay, I'll ask. What is the building across the street? That is his vantage point.
I mean, I think that that like you're in a brothel. I think it's probably like another building of loose morals. Like maybe it's a mix of like dealing in more illicit substances. It's like it's a less nice brothel than the one you work in, Rose.
Okay. Yeah, then I definitely have a friend across the street set some incense or some not quite counter poison, but something that aggravates the liana.
Cool. Give me a roll here then, and this will inflect what happens with. I just thought that this might inflect what you decide to do, Black Jade. So I thought I'd bring it in here.
Oh.
Sure.
Man, I'm so messed up.
Yeah.
A good roll though. So let's see. That is a 9. I have 1 bond rating with Dancing Magpie.
You can spend any bonds to power up yourself.
Yes. No, I'm just trying to square this in my mind. And mixed in with I can finally, once he's dead, I can finally come clean with her, this was her idea. This particular gambit was a creation of hers. So I will bump that up to a 10 plus, and that lets me. Where is this move? On a 10 plus, take +2 forward against them. Which can I just give that to Black Jade?
Yeah. Black Jade, you are just as the arrow is aimed at you, there you get the scent of a fragrant flower of the woods smoking upon not the smoke from inside Rose's apartment, but upon the wind blowing from the other side of the street. And you can see that Ning has to lower his bow as he begins to cough up blood from under the mask.
Yeah, I had a better idea immediately.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
The servant put something in his tea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
And so that's great because I don't know that you did it.
Mm-hmm.
So I will look at you and I say, "This isn't over," and I flee.
Cool. And then you have a move here that you wanted
if I need to do it. If Ice Blood Ning is sufficiently racked up, then I'm just out of there. But if I'm not going to roll it unless he's pressing.
No, give me a roll here because okay. I don't think Ning has come alone. I think he probably has other men here.
And caution certainly is the thing here. That's a 10.
Cool.
So what that says is so Ning has others. Yes, I think they're going to. I think I'm going to double back on them and take them out.
Cool. Why don't you describe for us how you do that? And you get 2 options here. I think you got the 10 plus, right?
I did. Yeah, I'm angry. I flee into the woods, and they pursue me there into a clearing, and they're standing there in the clearing, and then there is a crack as an enormous tree falls on them. Just crash.
Yeah.
And they are pinioned, and then I am hop up upon the tree, and I have my fork bladed spear, and I say, didn't your mother tell you never to come to the woods? That it was a dangerous place, and that people who went in never came out again. And I'm just gonna terrify them.
Cool.
And hound, and so I will take. I took trap them for a time and then humiliate them.
Okay.
I think that makes more sense than killing them. Thematically here.
Yes, and I think they are. I'm not sure. Like, are you trying to get any information out of them, or are you just terrifying them?
Yeah, I will. What could I get from them?
Because I think they're more than willing to spill the beans on stuff. I just wanted to know if that's what you're doing.
Yes. Where does he get his poisons? What kind of poisons are they?
We don't know. One of the younger guards says, what the nature of his poisons are. We just know that they are drawn from the power of the woods, that he is connected to it somehow, and he wanted, and the other one shouts at him to shut up, and he's like, no, I'm not dying for Iceblood, Ning. And he wanted the blood of a creature like you.
You think I'm a creature? I say, poking him with a spear. A creature would just tear your throat out right now and feast on your blood. A creature would tear your eyes from their sockets and devour them in front of you.
This thug just kind of looks up at you scared and says, I have seen Iceblood Ning do all that and more, miss. It does not take being a creature to be a monster.
That is true. And for that, I will let you go. But never. But if you have any intelligence, you will run and you will never come back. The next time it will not go well.
Yeah, and I think that the younger one definitely gives the bow to you and like flees for his life. And the other one does as well. He just doesn't give a bow. But
I give him a little jab.
Yeah.
Just enough to speed him on his way.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Rose.
And then I sit on the tree and put my head in my hands.
Rose, Iceblood Ning, recovering from his coughing fit, calls. You have cost me much this evening, Rose.
Perhaps by the end of it we shall be even.
What do you do?
I walk away.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that's fair. Cool. So, as we fade out on that scene, let me just remind myself here. Moonlight, you had returned from the woods, having been treated by Black Jade. And are you out at, like, are you returned to the palace, or does the camera come on you, or does the camera find you somewhere else?
Well, that kind of depends what I'm going to do, and I might need some input on that. Because
Cool.
on the one hand, I still want revenge on Rose, and I don't know that she or they are actually looking for an ally.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also interested in freeing Iron Nightfall. So, what do you think might be more interesting to focus on?
Sure. We could do a quicker scene if you wanted to focus on because I think that.
I mean, it could also be that Rose contacts me and tries to.
Oh, Rose 100% contacts you because, as we've established, I've infiltrated the place where Iron Nightfall is being held.
Yeah.
I have people on the inside.
Okay, so maybe you. I'm in the palace then, and maybe you approach me in some way.
Oh, I'm going to actually. I was going to use that move I just took and communicate
Oh,
with
nice.
through dreams,
Oh, nice.
which I don't currently have a bond with you. So I guess this is just more of a calling card because you can't speak back.
Mm-hmm. What does this dream message look like?
I mean, the time for trickery has in many ways ended. But I think I show you Iceblood Ning's face with the Liana Vine.
Mm.
And say, I trust you're smart enough to realize what this means. I think you have the power to tear this man and everything under him down. I have a plan in place. If you want to be part of it, meet me at, I don't know, what's a good secluded location that would be not too difficult for you to get to?
Maybe one of those public gardens.
Ooh, yes, excellent. Just meet me at the Turtle Rock Garden, south of the Imperial Palace. And I assume we skip forward to the meeting, although do you want to take precautions?
The public.
I mean, maybe there's just one moment where he wakes up covered in sweat, because might not have been like a pleasant dream, but do you picture it like an immediate meeting or like the other day?
Yeah, and I was actually also going to ask, did you want to, like, it feels like that's a hearts and minds here to see if you can.
Oh, sure. I'll absolutely try and fuck this up. I need some love. I need to be comforted and or supported because I have 3 elements more.
Mhm.
This is definitely a move born of patience. Roll. That is a 6, and
Okay.
I have no more bonds.
So I'm gonna treat that. I'm gonna hold that in my pocket, but I'm going to say that Crimson, you can still choose to go through treat this as a 7 to 9 Crimson, but I'm just gonna keep that miss in my pocket.
So I have the option of marking an element or getting XP, or what's that?
Yeah, basically going to this meeting and getting XP, or refusing and or like using this information against Rose somehow and marking an element.
I think I'll attend the meeting and we'll see how it goes. But I'm not planning an ambush or anything.
Okay.
And maybe we can figure something out, so I can comfort you or support you or something.
Nah, we're enemies. This is fine.
Okay, fair enough.
Who even needs 5 elements? Who even needs the ability to fight an NPC at all? Not me. But yeah.
Yeah, the garden. You can feel moonlight stronger here than in other places, but there is a creeping sickness from the woods creeping under the ground of this garden. It's not like in that last public park we saw that was overgrown with liana vines, but you can still feel it's there, waiting under the soil to sprout. Just to kind of add some flavor to the scene.
Perfect.
And how is Rose prepared for this meeting?
It's an excellent question. Rose, I think Rose is once again playing the gardener, and has made absolutely sure through various various means that ornithology cannot touch her here. How true that may be remains to be seen.
Cool. And how do, like Crimson Moonlight, how do you make your entrance?
I don't think he's in disguise. He's wearing his usual robes, and his fan is open, and he fans some air, and slowly strolls around looking at the garden when he finally notices the gardener.
Thank you for meeting like this. I know it's more subterfuge than you're probably used to.
I'd say it's a pleasant surprise, but maybe let's just say it's a surprise.
Well, then I believe there is an apology in order. When we met, I took someone that I assume is important to you. Rest assured that I know where he's being held, and I have people on the inside making sure that he is comfortable, keeping him safe until it's safe for him to reemerge.
So, what exactly are you saying? Do you want to make a deal or something?
I have I will say that I have no personal ambitions beyond my own safety, but there are machinations in place to tear down Iceblood name, and possibly if you were involved. And these plans hinge on your involvement. We both know that you would be a far more capable rebel leader than Iceblood, than Iron Nightfall. We both know that you may not be able to die. And we both know that there is a rot afflicting this city that you have power over. What I can offer you is access to certain key individuals, which, if threatened or cajoled or otherwise dealt with, pave the way for the rebel cause to take the throne.
You know, what you speak of is treason.
I think we both
How can I be assured this is not like an elaborate trap you're setting here for me?
because
I think Rose, as he says that, I assume, do you have lookouts?
almost certainly.
Yeah, I think you hear a bird whistle that belongs to one of your lookouts. And then another coming from the other side of the park. And then another coming from yet another entrance of the park. And I think you see the movements of Imperial soldiers.
Of course. decide to go in loud and stupid, and this is what I get. Ask Black Jade why I can't possibly be lying to you. But if you want to, and I will further that by saying, if you want to escape the impending Imperial ambush of this park, follow me.
Well, what else is there to do? And he follows. Because he doesn't want to confront Imperial forces at this point.
Oh,
Fight.
go ahead. Yes.
No, I'm just, the audience is rooting for fight. We haven't seen enough kung fu action.
Yeah, I think actually there is, like, I'll say, Rose, you do see there is there are not a lot of clear paths to escape because this is like clearly an ambush that they have prepared here. But there is like one of the paths is like less guarded. There are only a few troops like leading out one of the kind of more wooded side paths of this garden. And it would mean like not having to fight through dozens of troops at once. But still, I think there would be like some fight on the way out. If that works for folks.
Yep.
Yeah, we can absolutely deal with mooks.
Yeah, so what does this look like as they I think the guards shout, I see I mean I think they probably say it, the rebel whore and her accomplice.
I mean, we have to roll for this, right?
I mean, yeah, like, are you somehow like trying to like run past these folks? It's probably going to be a deal with troops here.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
and I think you still have your style element marked.
I do, as a matter of fact.
Oh, so I
So-
have to fight them.
You're gonna have to fight them, Crimson Moonlight.
Yep.
Interesting. So maybe the camera. Yep.
So I will say I can probably assist through just like lookouts
Mm.
and like knowing this environment. So I'll be like running interference, just giving you like battlefield commands, I guess. I'm like, go right, go left. 3 more coming in from behind.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
How my role in this?
Yeah, so I mean, like at the very beginning, it's probably like Crimson Moonlight just looks at you and expects you to fight, and then you can't. So he sighs and steps up, and yeah, maybe I should roll before I describe too much.
I just hold up my hands and they're like still bruised and scabbed. Rope burn and regular burn, like just messed up.
Okay, I'll roll with my style element.
Pow!
Oh, that's a 14.
Oh wow, nice.
See you mop the floor with these guys.
Yeah, so on a deal with troops, on a hit, you defeat them and describe how you do it, and on a 10 plus, you do so easily. So yeah, you just are like yeah, describe it, how you just overpower these troops as you escape from the park.
I mean, it's probably something like there's definitely a moment where Rose shouts at him and it says, "Look out over there and over there," and it's probably just like in the movies where each enemy comes at once. So not you've got a lot of troops, but he can easily defeat them, slashing out with his fan and maybe jumping over one and then taking two out of at once. And yeah, then at the end he just uses his fan to fan some air again and says, "Well, this was not as difficult as I might have expected it."
But yeah.
I don't think Rose has anything to say to that.
Maybe next time you'll join me fighting, but only if it gets a bit more dangerous, let's say.
Does this mean you trust me?
Well, let's say we're working together for now.
Be seeing you, Moonlight.
And he nods, and then we'll probably part.
Cool. So we're also coming up now on 101. But I think we'll end that scene there, and we'll take a So I guess actually before we jump into the break, I wanted to check in with folks about because I feel like we could be going a lot of directions from here. So I'm curious about where people wanted to go with like the last few scenes of our session.
I have one scene that I want to do carried over from last time, which is the Lamia hunt.
Yes, yeah, I was hoping we'd get to there, but then a lot of stuff happened.
It did, but Silver Willow still has a job to do.
Yeah.
That's fine. I've had more than enough scenes this particular session. So we can absolutely do the Lamia hunt.
Yeah, definitely. And besides, let's see if we've got some time, but maybe follow that storyline of getting Ice Bloodening or freeing Iron Nightfall.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. I just wanted to check about that.
Yeah, so I'm definitely not going to try, because that was last time I thought I want to get the heart. But I think that plan is over.
Cool. So I think that as we were talking about where we're going to open up here is I think it's actually going to be the following morning of what happened after the events of that night, Black Jade. That you were at, because I think that because you had gotten Silver Willow to agree to have you like help her, right?
Silver Willow. We kissed. And I asked her to let me come with her, and she said no.
Right.
She said that she couldn't endanger me. Cue heartrending music.
Mm-hmm.
And so, well, if I cannot, if I cannot come on the hunt with her, then I'm going to give her something to hunt.
Right.
So I will steal off in the forest, and I will turn into my normal form.
Mm-hmm.
And lay a trail. Knock down some bushes, and lead a trail that winds deep into the woods, and kind of set the scene.
Where is it you're leading her to? That because I presume you're leading her somewhere.
I think I am going to have to lead her to a place where there is a little cabin and a clearing there, and which is the place where I think I lived when Crimson Moonlight and I were together, which has now fallen into disrepair. It's not a ruin. It's just, I'm not there anymore. But it's out of the way, and it has a meaning for me.
Cool.
Unless you think of something more interesting.
Were you going to say something more?
Or it could be, just a grove of weird trees or something like that.
Oh no, yeah, no, that works for me. I just I had heard the so I thought that you were thinking on something, that you were going to say something more.
No.
I just wanted to get a sense for how we're framing this. I feel like help. Yeah, I think that we see, because I'm just wrapping my head around, like, so what are you hoping that she will find here?
I have to give her, I feel like that I have to preserve her honor. She's been sent to go hunt me. And so I need to she has to at least confront me as a monster.
I see. Okay.
And so I want her to catch me.
Okay, I get you now. I wasn't certain if we were leading her somewhere other than you, but now I see you're specifically.
No.
Yeah.
No, I want her to catch me, and indeed to fight me. But then I want to trap her so that I can speak to her.
Cool. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I was just figuring out how to frame this scene. So, yes, this cabin. I'm wondering, Crimson Moonlight, what, even in this ruins of this place, what sign is there or memory of the love that once existed between you and Black Jade?
I think it's not immediately visible, but if you went inside and probably looked around a bit, maybe there's like some old love letters, in fact, that she kept. And maybe you've forgotten about them by now, or maybe they're still there on purpose, but there's still some signs of his affection.
All right, I see. And Jade, as you have taken on your monstrous form, you can hear, with your senses no longer dulled by your false human seeming, all the sounds of the forest and of the armored woman making her way down the path you have set for her. And you can see her emerge from the brush, her armor speckled with bits of plant matter that have broken off bits of branch and tree. She is tired from this long journey in the wood through the woods, but she has her spear at the ready.
When she comes into the clearing, I turn and I hiss. And for the viewer, the Lamia has a woman's a woman's body and an enormous snake tail, that just completely, and probably like 20 feet, from one end to the other. And I coil up on my snake tail and I hiss at her and go,
Oh, okay. And
be gone from this place. You have you are defiling a sacred spot.
You are the one defiling this place, foul creature, as you defiled the memory of our dear Crimson Moonlight. I come to seek redress for his sake.
You would dare to come and to have revenge against me? You think too much of yourself. This is my woods, and here I cannot be killed.
Anything can be killed, Beast. And unlike Crimson Moonlight, I will make certain that you stay dead. And she leaps forward in this acrobatic movement with the spear in hand, thrusting it forward at you.
Yes. And I will fight her, and I have, and my weapon here, I'm not using my spear. Of course, that would be a giveaway. I have foot-long claws on every finger, that are as hard as metal. So I am parrying and slashing with those. They just spring out of my hands as I gesture. And I'll fight her.
Okay, yeah.
And as she advances forwards, I lock eyes with her. And go, you may have the skill, but your will is as nothing as to mine. You can feel it even now, leaving your body. And when I kill you, you will beg for death.
My will was forged in the tragedy that you caused. It shall not break.
That's all I can do, not to have my heart surge in my chest. She's so brave.
Yep.
It's just, this is amazing. I'm trying my very best to act the monster, but of course I couldn't hurt her seriously if my life depended on it.
Yeah, give me a roll here for
Okay.
duel.
Okay.
She is on your scale.
Yes. I have an 8.
Okay, so on an 8, you have a couple options here. You can either win at a cost, in which case you mark an element, they escape, you lose reputation or some other cost. You narrate your loss and mark XP, or you deadlock and reveal a detail or ask a question about them. You could also spend 2 bonds if you have them to bump that up to a 10.
Let me think. I have the bonds, but I think I'm going to mark an element. I think she scores me with the spear. Wounded is a -2 ongoing, is that what it is?
Yes.
And I'm just trying to think if it's appropriate to mark wounded or if I should just mark an element. I'm not really too familiar here. I'll just mark an element for now. But narratively, it's a little cut.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I give ground on her. I give ground on her. I give ground on her. She thrusts in the spear, and she scores me on the side. And I hiss, and back up, and she has me up against a tree. And as she is readying herself for a thrust, she has, of course, made the mistake of concentrating on my human body. And the snake tail whips around her from behind and wraps her in coils and pins her arms to her side. And I pull her close. And I rest the tip of a claw on her cheek. And then the claws retract. And I say,
Mm-hmm.
yes, I killed Crimson Moonlight. And I cannot fault you for trying to kill me. But know this. He died from love.
Your audio's cutting out.
Oh, he died from loving me. And I loved him. And I destroyed him because I did not understand the human heart was so fragile. But I did not mean to. I am curse that my love destroys. But it was not something that I could help. Do you not love? Do you understand anything of this, or are you just a soldier?
I love, but if I knew that my love was destined to hurt the one I cared for, I would cut my own heart out before I let harm come to her.
Tell me what she's like, this one you love. And I'm holding my breath.
I think she whispers, in this world of lies that is the court, I feel that she is the first true thing I have met. The first one who, between us, there is no deception. I have bared myself to her, and I feel that she has bared herself to me.
And who is this marvel?
Her name is Black Jade. Is this an inner conflict here?
It's not an inner conflict. I'm just going to cave. I'll take the XP if you'll give it to me, but I'm just going to lose.
What happens when you do?
I start to cry. And I release her. And I turn into Black Jade. And I kneel at her feet and I say, I'm not worthy of your love. You should kill me. You are the best person I have ever met.
What is this? Is this some trick? Are you toying with me?
I pull my kimono open, and I take the point of her spear and I rest it on my breastbone. And I say, does this seem like a dream?
Oh, I kind of feel like this is we're hitting on a hearts and minds here. What is it that you want from her here? Like, I know you're saying kill me, but I assume that this is like meant to like inspire.
I'm giving her she's being so true that I have to be true in return, even though it might mean my death. So what I guess I am trying to get her to do is
This actually straight up sounds like an inner conflict then.
Okay. I mean, what I am trying to get her to do is to see the truth.
No, sure, yeah, let's go with hearts and minds. Give me a roll with that, and we'll see what happens here.
That is an 8, and now I will burn 2 bucks.
Okay.
10.
The spear point trembles at your chest, and you can feel it pierce just slightly, not above where your monstrous heart is kept, but your human one. And there's a trickle of blood that runs down between your breasts. And then the spear falls. And Silver Willow, you look up and Silver Willow has tears in her eyes. You have been lying to me this entire time.
I was compelled to conceal my nature. I did not mean to lie to you. How could I have even come close to you, looking as I really do? I could not have come to be among people at all.
But one cannot fall in love with an illusion.
No, which is why now I have shown you who I really am. This is just a form. I can look like whatever you want me to look like. It doesn't matter. My heart is real. And it loves you. And I made a bargain to remove my curse. A terrible one. But I believe I can love now without destroying the one I love. For I would not harm you. I would not harm an eyelash on your face. I did not mean to show myself to you, but your expression of love was so true that I felt that I could only be true in return. I could have chosen to keep my concealment. But my love for you said no. you must show yourself. And if she despises you for what you are, then that is all you deserve.
I do not despise you, but
Oh,
you say that you are that
my kind is born with a curse. That we are permitted to love, but if we do love, we destroy what we love. I made a bargain to gain another heart that could love without destruction.
Yeah, and I think that
No one knows this. You have a word from you, and everything I desire is in ruins. I am entirely in your hands. A word from you and my heart will break.
I will not be your killer, Jade. I shall tell them that the Lamia is dead.
The monster is dead. The one who killed Crimson Moonlight is dead. And I gave him all joy before he died. I never meant for him to die. I didn't know.
And
Now I do. And I know how not to kill.
And yet the woman who misled me, who deceived me, is alive. And I cannot blame you, but I cannot staunch those wounds.
Let me heal them. I will do anything. Anything. For you. If you can only find some path in your mind to forgive me. I beg you, do not cast me aside. For then you might as well have just killed me.
I think that she smiles sadly.
I've embraced her legs, and I'm just sobbing into them.
Oh yeah, and she just smiles sadly, and she says, "But that is the trouble of a human heart, Jade. It can survive so many things and still go on beating." And she walks from the woods. And I think we see the tears running down her eyes as she walks away.
Okay.
Does that work for you?
It's horrible, but it's not final necessarily. So yes.
Yeah, we still have 3 sessions. We still have like another 3 sessions. So.
Yeah, no, it's very appropriate that the love should be blighted. Sure. Okay, great. Oof.
Cool. Oh, is it just 2? I thought we were running.
Oh no, you're right. You're right. Through the end of August.
Yeah. Yeah, I think to wrap things up, what I wanted to ask of Rose and Crimson was that, Rose, you had mentioned that you wanted to rescue our imprisoned rebel at some point. that still on the table as you were on the run now, or were you, or have your plans changed up?
I mean, my plan was to wait until Iceblood Ning is dead so that it's easy. But
Mm-hmm.
sure, Crimson Moonlight wants a more immediate response. So we could probably have a scene bargaining that out.
Well, I guess what I'm asking is, are we like hard framing to like the like you staging this rescue, or is it to some other scene that we're going to? Because we could do the bargaining out scene, but like we can also like frame it like to somewhere else.
I mean, I didn't have anything in mind for rescuing Iron Nightfall.
Cool. Then how about this actually? Because I know that you are pretty fucked up, Rose. As we see, the two of you have made your escape from the garden. How does Moonlight? How is your weakness finally exposed in front of Moonlight? Like your physical weakness at this point.
As we are exiting the garden.
Yeah, once you've made your escape.
I mean, there's no. Let's see. I mean, you've already seen my fucked up hands. So that, but in terms of actual weakness, I mean, coughing up blood is too much.
I mean, maybe I could suggest something.
Sure.
Because
I really don't have anything.
Yeah, maybe you kind of having. I picture something like you having like a breakdown or something, because maybe at the same time, I'm not sure if timelines work up. There's the confrontation of Black Jade and Silver Willow, and your heart is beating fast and your heart is threatened. So maybe you are having a moment of weakness and I have to pick you up.
I have something truly heinous, because I did mark my curse clock, by the way, to get a 7 at one point. So I have 1/4 of my curse filled. But I think you get a break and you hear the colony. The colony takes over and speaks for a moment.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Cool, what happens? What does the colony say?
I think it's at this point. I've literally just imagined this, so I don't know what the colony wants. But the effect I imagine is, as I'm like giving you these directions, like go left, right, back up, and then like my voice splits, and you start hearing all of the directions at once as I fall to the floor and just start screaming, but my mouth is closed.
So is it still during the fight? Is it like, and then I have to pick you up?
So let's say the voice split happens, and then I get out of the forest, and instead of being cool like I was before, I just fall to the ground and do the closed mouth scream thing.
Yeah, what do you do, Moonlight?
So I think the immediate threat of the goons is dealt with, and he sighs. I have enough voices in my head. I can't need another one. Can you get up?
Yes, no, yes, no.
Moonlight, you have power, don't you? Some greater bit that I've gifted you from the forest. She has something not of the forest growing in her, but you can help her.
So I picture something like picking you up, taking you to a back alley that's dark, and then I try to put my hand on you and see if I can. Obviously, I can't make the corals go away, but maybe give you some support and that
I'm
they kind
wondering.
of retracting, maybe.
Yeah, I'm wondering, how good is this illusion, Rose? Like, does Crimson feel the coral growing on you once he puts his hand upon you?
Probably not, given my
Okay.
line of work, but there might also be like a second stage.
Yeah,
It
just
might be that
wondering.
I only have the like. There's mascara, and then there's like the deeper level I do when it needs to be perfect.
Cool. Yeah, what is it? So yeah, what does it look like as you reach in and try to like help? Like, what does it look like as you release your powers here?
I think the audience definitely sees a moment of hesitance because you can see it in his eyes that this might be a perfect moment to crush this person. And he's considering it. But then on the other hand, he remembers, okay, I have to work together with Rose of Scarlet Coral. And when he puts his hand on your chest, maybe we see that the corals aren't retracting. He can't make them go away, but maybe there's some other flowers blossoming on your chest.
Great.
Just some small ones, and they might not be there permanently.
Yeah, that's how you heal parasites. You add more parasites.
Yeah.
Yeah, give
What
us
we can get.
yeah, give us a roll with what element are you rolling here for comfort and support?
Okay, I haven't thought about it. I think it's Earth. I'm focusing on that. I'm cautious because I don't want to hurt you.
Cool.
Okay, let's see.
I don't think you rolled any dice.
Oh yeah, I have to refresh the page. So let's see. +1. Did it work?
I see the +1. You didn't add any dice to your roll.
Okay, let me get my physical dice. One moment. So I rolled an 8. And
Okay.
I might bump it up. Not sure what the options are.
On a comfort and support, it's probably not worth it.
Okay.
I mean, unless you really wanted to clear one of your elements, but otherwise it would kind of be a net reduction of resources.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a question that you are like burning to ask,
Yes, you could also getting
vulnerable enough.
Bumping it up to a 10 would force Rose to answer a question honestly.
Honestly, I feel like the way we framed this, it should just be an auto 10. But if you don't have like a question you want answered, it's whatever.
I think I won't spend bonds, and whether you want to tell me something, that's all right. I
Cool.
don't have like an immediate question.
So, Rose, you can either give Crimson Moonlight and bond on you, or you can unmark one of your elements. Which do you want to go with?
I wonder. Let's unmark fire so that I can kick some ass again. Wait, when did I mark wood? Did I have to mark an element this session?
I'm not sure. I saw that you marked wood at some point. I wasn't sure why.
I don't think
Okay.
I ever did. I think that, you know what? I think that was just to remind me to mark the curse clock, which
Okay.
I'll just add in notes.
Cool. Yeah, then tell us. You feel this. I'd say it's probably like with this growing warmth inside you, like of like this creature that is not of the sea growing within you almost.
Receding cold. Yeah. I think the first thing I notice is that I am now extremely aware of the sun. It is so bright and so warm, and I feel much better having been bathing in its light than I did in the shadow of the garden. And I don't think there's an outward sign of the intervention quite yet.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, I am going to ask you, but that's at some point this will come up again. But that's a wish, so we'll cover that later.
Yeah. But do you say anything, or is it this moment of you looking up at the sun with newfound awareness that we end for today's session on that image?
Seems a tad extreme for assurances, don't you think?
Well, just keep in mind that also I can take this away from you, or make it grow even bigger.
Then I suppose we have to trust each other.
I suppose so. And he helps you up, and then we probably part ways.
Yeah, and we close there. And thanks, everyone. This was a great session. I look forward to seeing everyone next week and having Joe join in for to find out how we've started to burn down the world in her absence. I'll be seeing you all then. I'll take us off air now. So bye, everyone.